Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Aspiring Scholars Podcast. We are so back, and today we have a special guest.
Yep.
Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Hey guys, I am Benjamin Keller. I am a youth ministry major along with Kellen and Tyler, and I am in my junior year here at Bethel University.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. So this guy, you may have heard him on previous episodes. We've had him on before, but for better or for worse, we're giving him his own episode this week. So
you could say
buckle up.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, so first we want to just talk about our weeks a little bit.
Yeah.
So Benji, how's your week been?
My week, it's actually been a lot of fun. We went to the beach today with Oakwood, and that was a lot of fun doing that.
Yep. Because it's Labor Day as of recording. It's Monday, so we just got to have a sweet beach day with the fellas.
Yeah. We're all a little bit sunburnt though.
Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
I did. Was it Silver Beach on Lake Michigan?
Silver Beach, yeah.
Yep. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part today? Mine was probably playing football and the chicken fights.
The chicken fights were so much fun. When we just had like 4 people going at once, that was good.
Me and Steven, dude. Shout out Steven. He was on my shoulders. We were locked in.
Yes.
We were taking people out.
Me and Judah were going crazy.
I kind of switched it around. I was with Kellen for a bit. I was with Aiden for a bit.
I think I had Samuel on my shoulders for a minute.
I think I had Sam on my shoulders too. I had Abe on my shoulders.
Oh boy.
That was a good one.
Yeah. No, chicken fights are good. Then we all went out on the pier. There's like this big cement kind of pier they built that people fish off and stuff, and we all the Oakwood guys went out there and were jumping off it and stuff. And I belly flopped off it.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
It was kind of awesome.
If you want to see it, go on the Oakwood Slater.
Yeah. Check out Oakwood Slater on Instagram. There's a video of all us jumping in and stuff.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yep. And some of us were doing this really high, dangerous jump over there's like an elevated part of the pier that had a bunch of like cement you had to clear before you actually hit the water. And our boy Tyler he attempted that jump.
Yeah.
I was very hesitant. Everybody else was doing it and it was fine. I was like, I know I can get this jump, but it was like a mental thing. And I ended up doing it and it was fine. But also, like, we find out a little bit later that there's just a big cement thing, like only like probably like 3 feet under the water. So like if anybody would have landed on that, they would have like broke their ankle. And even one of the guys, he was like diving in, so he could have hit his head and like just like died.
Yeah. It was crazy dangerous. They should have definitely like marked it or something.
Yeah.
But it was pretty sweet.
No, it was sweet.
Yeah.
Beach day was great.
Yeah. Overall, this weekend's been really good. It's been pretty chill. We've watched a couple movies.
Yeah, we sure have.
We have, yeah.
Some pretty good movies, I'd say.
Yeah.
I would say so.
We watched 2 superhero movies. We watched Logan and The Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
We've been staying up a little bit too late, though, to be honest.
Yeah, but I think it was worth it.
Yeah, it was worth it. And today is also Samuel's birthday.
Yep.
That's true. Shout out Samuel.
Shout out Samuel Keller, man. If you listen to the podcast, he's been on as well. He's Benji's little brother. And yeah, it's his birthday today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Mr. and Mrs. Keller. They took us out to lunch one of the days.
That's true, they did.
Yesterday, I think.
My parents
2
were
days
taking
ago.
everyone
2 days
out to
ago.
lunch.
Yep.
Yeah, they took us to Trade Winds.
It was good.
Yep.
It was really good.
And at Trade Winds, they gave Samuel this birthday present. And for Samuel's birthday, he got this 5-pound bag of red Sour Patch Kids. Just the red ones. It was like a factory sealed bag or something.
That and another thing of Sour Patch.
Yeah, he got 2
things
of Sour Patch Kids.
So we've all been kind of going crazy eating those during movies and whatever, and now my teeth are like so eroded away that they just hurt now.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. I've been grinding that Sour Patch Kids too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
But yeah, it's been a good weekend. And honestly, I got a ton done. I'm almost done for this entire week with assignments.
That's pretty impressive.
It's crazy.
I have not been as locked in, but I'm all set for tomorrow, and I'm mostly done for Wednesday. So.
Perfect. That's really all you need to do.
I think that's about where I am. I kind of took a whole day off because I went camping with my family yesterday. Like our family does this thing on Labor Day where we all kind of get together and stay in campers and stuff. And I went and spent the day with him yesterday, which is really good. It was good to get to see him again, but took out my whole day. I did not get anything done. It was kind of tragic. Yeah. But shout out family. I love you guys. It was great to see you.
It's fine.
Oh, it was great. Yeah. Also, this is kind of stupid, but last semester, if you'll remember, actually last couple podcasts, I made this prediction that I get addicted to caffeine. And that prediction was true. I actually did get addicted to caffeine.
I remember that. Yep. It was
drinking coffee so much I would just get headaches and stuff.
And he stopped. And for about a whole semester, I tried to get Kellen to start drinking caffeine again.
Yeah. For some reason, this man Benji was trying to be like an enabler, trying to get me back on the stuff.
Well, I don't want to be the only one who is addicted to it, so.
That's such a terrible mindset. Anyway, so now at the old Berry, the library, right? They have this free Keurig machine, which I probably talked about in the past because I freaking love this thing. But I've been keeping track in my notes of how much coffee I get, like in the semester now. So I have all the coffees recorded. So I'll have to check in later in the year and see how many coffees I've drunk because it's. I'm probably averaging one a day right now.
Okay.
Which is not that crazy.
You're over one a day. I feel like.
Under 105 coffees.
For the whole
How
semester?
many days
Whole
are we here?
semester.
Easily over.
I
16
think-
weeks times 7 days. Oh, that's kind of close. That's like 105.
I think you'll be over.
I think I'll be over.
Because you have days where you do 2 or 3.
There's already a day where I drank 3 cappuccinos in the last couple of days. So
Yeah. Another thing we got to take into account too, do we count the double calves as
that's
2
no,
that
coffees?
is the
no,
question.
no.
I don't know.
No.
I was thinking about that too.
I don't think that counts as a double.
Really?
That counts as one. It's 1 cup of
Okay,
coffee.
so maybe it's safer then to just do the not double
Yeah,
calves,
yeah.
so that way you can get more in
Same amount of coffee
Yeah.
is lower caffeine. That's
Yep.
smart.
Yep.
They just drank like 3 single calves.
instead of one
Instead
double
of one
calf.
double, and then I have more caffeine and more
Yeah.
coffee.
We'll
Yeah.
check in on it later.
Yeah, we'll
See if you're
check in.
truthful, if it happens.
Yeah.
Okay, now for today's devotional, we just wanted to give Benji the space to kind of share his testimony a little bit and get to know him a little bit more on a deeper level.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. So I grew up in a Christian home my whole life. My parents really tried to instill the value in me of going after Jesus and following him. And I remember when I was around 4 years old, I asked Jesus to come into my heart, as you do when you're a kid. And that was kind of it for a while. And I think I had like a childlike faith for a while. But then as I got older, and especially as I was like maybe going into 5th grade, even middle school, it kind of got to a point where I was just like, I don't really care so much about this. I was coming to a point where I was trying to figure things out. And while I was there, I was kind of coming to the conclusion that I didn't really care that much about who God was, and I didn't really want anything to do with him. I could tell you a bunch of facts about who he was, and I could maybe even tell you that I thought he was real, and maybe I would even say I was a Christian. I probably would, but it wasn't something that really mattered to me. It wasn't something that I made my own. And so throughout middle school, this was really going on, and then even leading into high school, and it just got progressively worse and worse as I became more rooted in the idea that I just didn't need to live with Christ in my life, that I could do whatever I wanted. And that's really what I wanted to do. I wanted to do whatever I wanted. I remember I was about 15 years old and saying to myself that when I graduated high school, I was going to go off to some college far away, and I was just going to do whatever I wanted because my parents weren't around to tell me what to do. My high school, which was Christian, wasn't around to tell me what to do, and I could just be free of what people were telling me to do, and I could just do what I wanted. I wouldn't have to listen to God or anyone else. And it was at this time in my life when I was 15, when I was really just looking for something to fill me up, to make me happy, to find pleasure in, when I was just seeking to find whatever I wanted. It was in that moment that I realized that the more that I looked for whatever I wanted, the less I was finding. I was just looking for something, and it was taking all my hope away. I felt hopeless. I felt empty. I felt broken. It was just a hard time because I was searching in all the wrong places for fulfillment and for happiness when I'd been told the right answer my whole life, but I just didn't want to believe it. So it would have been on January 9th of 2021, I believe. I was a sophomore in high school, and I was feeling so much anxiety and like, man, everything I've been doing, it just isn't right. And in that moment, I was like, you know what, maybe what everyone's been telling my whole life about who Jesus is and who God is, maybe it was all true. Maybe there's something better for me than this. And so I remember opening up my Bible that day and just reading out of one of the Gospels, and I just felt so much peace and so much hope in that moment. And I was like, you know what, this is real. This is something that is something better than I've been looking for. So in that moment when I was 15, I recommitted my life to Jesus. And I think a passage that really stands out to me, looking back on this time, is in John chapter 15, when Jesus is talking with his disciples. I'll read some of it for you all. It says, in verse 1. I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit he prunes so that it will be even more fruitful. Okay, so what I've really understood this to mean and how it's really impacted me is there's no life outside of Christ. There's no fulfillment outside of Christ. There's no point in trying to live outside of Christ when he's the one that gives us life. He's the one that makes us fruitful. So what better thing is there to do than to stay rooted in Christ, stay connected to him? And that's something that was just really impactful to me, and still looking back, I still try and just be in submission to Christ and letting him be the vine and me be one of the branches.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it's very similar. I think to a lot of people that grow up in the church is this idea of like sometimes it can become vague and it can become like something you just go through the motions, and then eventually it just feels like a set of rules that you have to follow.
Yeah, definitely.
I definitely think that's similar in a lot of ways to my testimony.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so I can pray. Dear God, I thank you so much for today. Thank you so much for being able to be here, live in your creation and enjoy it, but also just have our friend on this podcast. I pray for Benji. I thank you so much for his willingness to be able to share you and live for you, going into this vocation that is focused on you and focused on spreading the good news of who you are and of what you've done for us, God. And I pray that you just bless this podcast. You help us to be able to glorify you, honor you, and live for you. And I pray that we can just reflect you in how we live and in how we love others. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah, so, well, to start off, me and Tyler and Benji, we've known each other for a minute now. And we all came into college together. We actually all lived on the same floor freshman year, the same floor we're all on now. And Tyler's the RA of the hall now, and me and Benji are his roommates now, so we kind of got a little squad going. So I thought it'd be fitting if we talked about how we all kind of met each other. We got to know each other. So yeah, Benji, how did you meet both of us? And then we'll kind of like go around, I guess. So
actually, before even coming to Bethel, I had known Tyler. We had met at a summer camp when I was around in 8th grade. Brown City Camp, for any of you guys listening who know that. It's a great camp. And I met Tyler there. And I had applied to Bethel, I'd gotten in, and it was January, and I was going to go to Bethel in the fall. And Tyler somehow found out that I was going to Bethel too. He saw me on the track roster. I think your sister showed you?
Yeah, she sent me a text of like all the people on the committed board, and my name was on it. I think that's why she sent it to me. And then later on, she was like, oh, and Benji Keller's on there. And I was like, oh, I'll reach out.
Yeah. So Tyler reaches out to me, and I'm like, what? No way, you're going there too? So I'm like, oh, do you want to be roommates? So Tyler and I ended up being roommates freshman year, and that's kind of how we got to know each other.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same thing with Benji. It's pretty, it was through the camp, and then more so when we got here. And then I feel like what happened, so Kellen was on our hall, and obviously we're in the same major. But most of first semester, we really didn't talk to him, like almost ever. But it was towards the end that Benji started hanging out with them and playing Smash Bros. With them. And I really didn't get to know Kellen all that well until second semester of freshman year. But then that's when, like, pretty much right when we got back, we started hanging out. And then that
for sure
kind of set from there.
Yeah, because me and my boy Aiden, shout out Aiden, man, you the GOAT. But me and Aiden didn't really get out of the room very much. We were kind of, like, we had our door open, but we were not super social guys. So it kind of took us a little bit longer to get connected with the Oakwood boys, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, second semester, man, hit the ground running.
Yeah. Kellen, I seem to remember a story of your first impression of me.
Yeah. I'll tell that one. So my first time I ever met Benji, I think.
Probably.
I think it is. So at the start of every school year, right, Oakwood does this meeting where they have all the guys in Oakwood come into this, it's called the Kelly Auditorium, it's in the science building, not really important, but we all sit around and have this meeting about like the rules for Oakwood, how you gotta live, what you gotta do, all the rules for like open dorms and having girls over and like all the kind of nitty gritty, whatever, where you can park, where you can't park, stuff like that. So I was sitting in this meeting, it was right after dinner, I guess, or I had just eaten something. I think it was probably broccoli. And I look over just to the right of me is Benjamin Keller, and Benji goes, "You got something in your teeth." And I was like, "Oh." And then I just kind of felt bad about myself because I had something in my teeth. So the first time I remember ever meeting this guy, he was telling me I had something in my teeth. And I was like, this guy's low-key a jerk. Why did he just be saying it like that?
The way you're saying it kind of reminds me of like the one guy from the Polar Express.
Which guy?
The nerd kid?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry I made you feel that way, Kellen.
Oh, it's okay. We cool. I forgive you.
How I really started to get to know Kellen, though, was I started walking by his door. Because to get to my room, I had to walk past Kellen's room.
Yep.
And I'd peek in there, and Kellen would be playing Legend of Zelda.
Yes,
and
sir.
I would stop in to say hi and be like, Kellen, why are you still playing the exact same level? Because he would just play the same
No,
thing
I was
over
grinding.
and over.
I was trying to get all the collectibles in that game. So I was grinding the same stuff over and over again. And he walked in like, I am doing this yesterday. What you doing?
Yeah.
I'm grinding. I got to.
And then eventually I just started sitting in there more, and we started playing Super Smash Bros. All the
Yep.
time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, classic.
Yep.
Well, we know Benji very well,
Yeah,
but you listening probably don't.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we got some questions for Benji.
Yep.
Kellen, you want to start out?
Yeah, so, Benji questions. We know your name. We know your major. Why Bethel? Why
Why
did you choose
Bethel?
to come here?
Well, I had previously wanted to be an astrophysicist. And so I was kind of looking the major in physics. So
That's a crazy switch up.
I know, right? Most people don't know that. But that's a true fact.
You heard it here first.
I was looking to go to Michigan Tech. And then I felt called to do ministry. And I was like, well, now I got to change up this whole thing because I can't go to Michigan Tech and do ministry.
Yeah.
So I started kind of looking around for some different colleges. And my dad went to Bethel, and his dad went to Bethel, and all of his brothers. So I knew a lot about it already, and I knew people that were at Bethel. So I was kind of like, I could go to Bethel. And then Indiana Wesleyan was also on my radar.
Yep.
And so was Spring Arbor. But I actually got reached out to by a cross-country and track coach from Bethel. And it was Coach Emma. Shout out her. She was like,
sir. Let's go,
Benji,
Emma.
you should come run at Bethel. And I came on a visit here, and I just fell in love with Bethel. So I ended up coming here.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
What other questions do we have for Benji? So you're a big running guy, right?
You could say that.
You'd say that?
Yeah.
You'd say it's pretty important to who you are as a person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay. So what's your go-to run?
My go-to run?
Yeah. When you're just like, man, I need to hit a run right now.
I need to hit a run.
What kind of mileage are you usually looking at? What kind of scenery? What kind of, I don't
Oh, what
really
kind
know
of
anything
scenery?
about running. But
Okay.
like, if you had to pick an ideal run, what would it be?
I think in like the Mishawaka area.
Okay. Yeah.
My favorite runs. I love to run on the Riverwalk. There's some good routes over there.
Yep.
And also running to Notre Dame. There's this really good 10-mile loop that I've done a couple times.
Yeah.
That I like over by Notre Dame, because you just kind of run to Notre Dame and then you get off on the Riverwalk. So it's like my two favorite spots: the Riverwalk and Notre Dame.
That's perfect. If you could go anywhere in the entire world and run, where are you going?
Anywhere?
Yep. Anywhere.
Kellen, where's your neighborhood at?
Nope. You can't go anywhere but there.
Anywhere but there.
Anywhere but my neighborhood.
Tyler, where's your neighborhood at?
In the hood, you don't want to run there.
Oh man. Well, those are the two spots.
I know where
That's
I would
crazy.
run.
Where?
I've seen on Instagram Reels, it's like from Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
And it's like,
New Zealand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that
That'd be
actually.
sweet.
There's
Yeah.
I think there's a half marathon.
They do.
there.
They have like a I remember
You've
that.
run through
that
the
would
Shire.
be cool.
That'd be sweet.
I've thought about doing that.
Yeah.
That one
might be
sounds
it.
sick.
I feel like maybe I go like Great Wall of China, like run run
Oh,
on top of it,
that'd be
maybe?
sweet.
I don't
It'd be
know.
I feel like I would go somewhere like
Yeah.
that you can hike or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That's good.
What is the favorite race you've ever ran?
I think I have two.
Okay.
Okay. So the first one was my sophomore year. I had just recently been coming off an injury, so I wasn't quite as fast as I was kind of hoping to be, because I had just been injured. And so my first two races of that year, they were nothing super special, and I wasn't really thinking a whole lot would come from the cross-country season. But, I was still having fun. I was just happy to be out there and racing, and that was enough for me at the time. But then we get to this one meet in Nebraska, and it was a great day. It's about 50 degrees out. I think there are about 390 people in the race, so just
Wow.
under 400. Lots of people there, and it's a fast course. I was doing my warm-up. Honestly, my legs didn't feel good at all. Having some issues down there, but it was okay. But I get to the start of the race, and I just felt so good. Like by the first, so it's an 8K, so 5 miles. So the first quarter of the way in, the first 2K, I was like, man, I'm going a lot faster than I have the last 2 races. Maybe I should slow down a bit so I don't like burn out. And I was like, no, I feel good enough. So I keep going, and I just get faster and faster. I negative split it. And it was such a fun race, and I got a PR by a minute, which I just was not expecting to happen at all this season.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that was probably my favorite cross country race. And for my second race, this was in track season. This was probably like 5 months later, an indoor track season. This was conference. We were running at Taylor University, and I'm racing the mile this day. And you know, up to the race, I'm not super focused on it. I'm not trying to psych myself out. You know, think about it too much, get nervous. So I'm just kind of playing super auto pets with some of the team, which was kind of just being dumb, but it was fun. And then I get to the race, and I'm like, you know what? This is for the Lord. And so I'm like, I'm just going to go out here and have fun and glorify God doing it. And so it's a 200-meter track, so it's 8 laps to run the mile there. And I start out, nothing crazy. I start out close to the back of the pack. Everyone went out super fast, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to overexert myself. And it stays that way for probably about 4 laps, so we're halfway through the race. And then I just start moving up, and people are slowing down, and I start passing them. And I get with 2 laps to go, and I'm probably in about 4th or 5th place. I've moved way up to the front, and I start passing even more people. And I get to my last lap, and I see on the clock, it would have been, I think, 4 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. And I'm like, if I really lock in right now, I think I can run a 4:39 in the mile, which would have been like a 5-second PR, which is a lot in the mile. And so I absolutely lock in that last lap, but I run a 30, I think I closed in a 31. So I must have been at 4:09, and I ran a 4:40. But it was still a really fun race, and I think I was second in my heat that day.
Yeah.
So I think just those 2 races are my favorites.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah. So what's your favorite race? If coach is like, Benji, I'm putting you in this race, what are you most excited to run?
I think it's got to be the mile.
Mile?
It's so exciting. It's just such a good distance. There's this race, the 800 meter, it's half a mile. I hate it. It's a boring race because it's so short. But the mile is like the perfect distance of like, it's not too short, but it's also not too long, so it doesn't drag out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then this might go along with your favorite race, but what is your favorite running moment?
My favorite running moment.
Yeah. Or like your favorite track memory, even.
Yeah.
I think probably my favorite running moment, I would have been in high school, and me and my friend Josh, we were running out in the winter. Big shout out to Josh, great guy. He runs with me a lot over the summers when I'm not with the cross country team at Bethel. So this would have been either my sophomore or junior year, and we were running in the winter. We were training for the Jingle Bell Run, the 5. Yeah, it's a big race that the YMCA hosts in Port Huron. Big deal. So we're out here, and it had just freshly snowed, and we're in the middle of the woods, and it was just so beautiful seeing just like snow piled up on tree branches, and it was just like the perfect weather. And I think that's probably one of my favorite runs of all time. It was just so beautiful.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's valid.
Also, I live with you, so is Tyler. We know you're a man of many shoes. You have many running shoes. What's your go-to shoe? What's your favorite running shoe that you own?
Ooh. So the shoe that I run in the most often is the Clifton 9, which Hoka makes those. And I'm a big fan of those shoes. Those are like, when I'm doing just a normal run out in Mishawaka, or even doing a workout, I'll wear those. And those are just a classic go-to. I love getting a bunch of different colors for them because I have probably 6 pairs. So, you got to spice it up, get some different colors. But I think my absolute favorite shoe that I've ever worn, I've got these pair of these spikes. So these shoes that you race in, they're really light, and they have like spikes in them so you can get better grip. And I have these pair, they're called the Dragonflies, they're Nike, and they're pink and white. and those have got to be my favorite shoes of all time. I just feel fast wearing them because they look sleek, they look kind of cool, and they're light, and they're my favorite.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
that's valid.
Yeah.
So next we want to now switch a little bit towards your family. Okay. So what is one interesting story or fun fact kind of from when you were growing up with your family?
Okay. So I had two brothers growing up. I'm the middle child.
Growing up, you don't anymore?
No, I still do. I still do. So I have an older brother, Josiah, who's like 2 years older than me, and then my younger brother, Samuel, who's about a year older than me, who just turned 19 today. Shout out Samuel.
We know Samuel.
And Samuel and I, we were kind of goobers growing up.
No.
Not much has
don't
changed.
say.
Not much has really changed. But let's just say, me and Samuel liked to get into some trouble. And so there was one particular instance. You see, my dad, he had just spent so much time and so much hard work remodeling our bathroom. I mean, like full renovation, like it was brand new. And he spent so much time doing this. And me and my brother Samuel, we had to take a bath. And so, our parents, get the water ready. We go in the bath. And then Samuel and I, being the goobers that we are, we were splashing around like we weren't supposed to. We probably turned the faucet on more to get more water in, and then we were splashing around more. So there's water going everywhere. It's on the floor. And my parents, they're not watching. They trust us.
Mistake.
Big mistake. And then my dad notices something. There's water dripping down from the ceiling.
Oh, no.
And he's like, this is not good. Like, why is my newly renovated bathroom doing this? So he comes upstairs, and he sees that me and Samuel have flooded the bathroom with about an inch of water on the floor, and it's now running down the stairs.
An inch of standing water on your bathroom floor?
Yeah.
Good night.
That's how he tells it. He was so mad. He ended up, he hit a cabinet because he was so mad. Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of two different stories that I had in my past.
Shoot,
okay,
go for it.
one, I don't know if I've ever told this one, but I want to say I was pretty young, and I have a little brother. His name's Stuart. And my little brother, me and him took a bath together for some reason.
Yeah.
And we get out of the bath, and I wanted to show off because I'm the older brother, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wanted to look cool, right? So I'm like, hey, Stuart, watch this. And so one thing to know about my living room is we have a long couch right next to the window, right? And I was like, watch this, Truett. And there's multiple times of whatever I did, like a flip on the freaking on the couch. And I go to do a flip, absolutely knee the window. Shatters.
No.
I felt so horrible. I was like, my dad comes in, he's like, what happened? I was like, I broke the window. He's like, okay, you can just go. And I started crying. That reminds me of that. But then also I remember there was this other time. So when I was a little kid, I used to use a crazy amount of toilet paper. And I clogged my grandma's toilet. And I kept on just trying to flush it.
Where's the story going?
And then I ended up flooding her
Oh, man.
No.
And she didn't have a plunger, so we had to go to the store and get a plunger.
With just the flooded water everywhere?
Yeah.
That's
we just
rough.
used towels.
Oh, man.
That's
Yeah.
so terrible.
Yeah, Tyler's made some blunders.
Tyler and his blunders, man. Yeah. But do you have any fun, interesting facts about yourself?
I do actually.
Like when teachers going around and it says, say your name and one interesting fact. What's your go-to?
One of my go-tos is I'm actually a 3rd degree black belt in karate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Our battle will be legendary.
You can say that, Kellen.
If you didn't listen to the first episode, I'm a 2nd degree black belt in Taekwondo. So there you go.
Tai Lung and Kung Fu Panda.
Tai Lung and Kung Fu Panda up in here.
Yep. Who's Kung Fu Panda?
That's the question. We'll see. Whoever wins this fight. No, but yeah, elaborate. 3rd
Yeah.
degree black belt.
So I remember I was probably about 4. As a lot of kids are kind of they think karate is cool.
That's when they get drafted into the system. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I go up to my mom and I'm like, Mom, I want to do karate. So she starts looking for some schools where I can do karate at, and she finds this one, PKSA Karate. And I go there, and I ended up joining, and I think I did karate for about 11 years. So from when I was about
goodness.
4 or 5 to when I was about 15 or 16.
Oh my goodness.
And I became a black belt when I think I was 12.
Yep.
That's
And-
crazy.
Yeah.
That's probably what I did. Mm-hmm. That's the old.
They used to be handing out black
Classic.
belts to children, I guess.
Yeah,
black belts to
pretty much.
masters of the art, actually.
Fun fact too, all of my parents, shout out Mr. and Mrs. Keller, and both of my siblings, Josiah and Samuel, are all black belts as well.
Really?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Did y'all go at the same time?
We did, yeah. So
feel like-
I wanted to go, and then Josiah and Samuel obviously came, and it was a big, it's a family karate event.
Yeah.
And
This is
so-
straight up like a pay to win.
That's crazy.
You could say that.
Wait,
If I wanted to get a black belt, I would just give like $100 to this place and they'll give me a black belt.
That's
Well,
crazy.
you got to get at least 4 years in before you get a black belt.
It's more of an investment than that.
Yeah.
But the question is, who's winning in a fight? All 5 of your family members squared up in like a cage. Who's coming out alive? That's the question. With all this,
I feel like the
intense
sleeper is
training.
Josiah.
The sleeper's Josiah. I think this is how it's going to go down.
not Samuel.
I feel like
Samuel and I are going to team up
I think Tim dominates.
because I think Tim dominates, but Samuel and I team up. Josiah's going for Tim. I can get my mom with Samuel. Josiah, he loses to my dad, but he's my dad's he slowed down after the fight. He maybe Josiah got a couple good hits in, and then Samuel and I take on our dad. We get him, and then I cook Samuel.
Then you double
Okay.
cross Sam.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
I think
fair.
I think that's the only way I win. There's other ways we could
you
play
gotta
out
make an
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
alliance. I think. Yeah.
That's a kind of a valid. I think that might actually happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a cool fun fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other fun, interesting stories about yourself?
I do.
Okay.
So this was also at Brown City Camp.
Oh boy.
I believe I was either a 6th grader going into 7th grade
What a time.
or
What
a
time
7th
to be
grader
alive.
going into 8th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty rough time to be around.
Yeah.
And you see, little Benji, he had met this girl at Brown City Camp, and I think her name was Audrey. And Audrey had a little bit of a crush on me when I was in 6th or 7th grade.
I can't imagine why.
Thanks, Kellen.
kidding.
Well, and me being a 6th or 7th grader, I thought that was kind of cool. And so I would hang out with Audrey because I thought it was kind of cool that she liked me, and I kind of liked her back. But I really only thought it was cool for a handful of days. And there was one day in particular where she had been talking to my younger brother, Samuel, and she was like, okay, make sure Benji comes to this place so that we can hang out and do whatever with Samuel and 2 of my cousins, Ben and Gabe. Shout out them. They're both pretty cool. But they're also big goobers like me and Samuel. And so we all go hang out at this one place. It was this park at Brown City Camp where the kids would go and play, and some middle schoolers and high schoolers. And we were just messing around playing soccer. And Audrey, she is playing soccer with us, and she kicks the ball, and something goes wrong, and she ends up rolling her ankle.
Oh no.
Yep. And she starts crying because she's young, and she rolled her ankle. It hurts, right?
Yeah.
And me being in the knight in shining armor, I go up to Audrey, and I'm like, "Oh man, Audrey, I'm sorry, but I'd actually told my mom I'd be by the volleyball courts,
Oh my goodness.
and I leave her with my cousins and Samuel, who are all goobers, because I was like, yeah, I'm not really interested in this girl if she's crying."
If she's crying, you're not interested.
So I go to the volleyball courts to get away from it.
That's so crazy.
It was a low moment in my life.
So you set this girl up and then waited till she rolled her ankle, then just left her?
Well, no, Samuel had set this time up.
Oh.
I had just agreed to it because I was
Oh.
semi-interested in Audrey.
Well, then you're fine. So noble of you.
So noble.
Oh my goodness.
Well, his mom told him he had to be at the volleyball court.
Of course.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Audrey, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
Yeah, shout out.
Name
Audrey.
dropping's crazy.
That is kind of crazy.
Well, there's
Audrey,
like a
I'm
million Audreys.
We're sure,
That's
Audrey,
true.
that you're a great
Audrey that
person.
goes to Brown City Camp.
Yeah.
That's true. How
so
many
sorry you
Audreys
had
do you
to
think
get-
go to Brown City?
I don't know, not that many.
At least one.
At least.
At least one.
Maybe not anymore. Maybe after that experience, she just never went back.
Have you seen her
Probably
since?
Like,
Have you seen her since?
I saw her, I think, 2 other times the next 2 years.
Okay.
So
there you go.
Fair enough.
she gave me candy one time, actually.
W.
Yeah.
Audrey, if you're listening, I hope your life's going well. Hope that your ankles feel better. Okay.
Now we got some rapid
Hit
fire.
the hot seat questions.
We got some
Just a
rapid
couple.
fire ones.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
first, Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Okay.
Really?
Yep.
DC or Marvel?
I think recently it's been DC. When I was younger, it was definitely Marvel. But now I've kind of switched.
I feel like this one you got to expand on a little bit. Why is that?
I got tired of the MCU,
Valid.
and I'm excited for what James Gunn is going to do with the DCU now.
Yeah.
Like I saw
Valid.
Superman, and I thought it was awesome. The Batman was a pretty sweet movie. That came out a while ago, but that's
Yeah.
still awesome. And they're going to do
sweet.
stuff with that.
Yeah.
And like I saw Fantastic Four, and I think it's a step in the right direction for Marvel.
You could say it's a first step in the right direction.
You could say that. The first one in a while. But I just didn't care that much. And you have this whole sequence where Invisible Woman, disappearing lady, is fighting Galactus, and she's like beating him.
Wait. Spoilers for Fantastic Four, just like last time. Don't keep listening if you want to not get spoiled, whatever.
Yeah,
Continue.
it's kind of whack.
Yeah.
And it just really irked me about the movie. And so recently I've really just been liking DC more.
Yeah.
That's kind of valid.
That's I feel the same way.
Since I've been a little kid, I've always been a bigger DC fan. I think I was just one of those kids that just took a stand, and I kind of want to be different. But at the same time, I like DC characters more than Marvel characters. But yeah, okay. Next one: strawberry or grape jelly? You're making a PB&J. You taking strawberry or grape?
Yeah.
I think strawberry.
Oh my goodness.
That's valid. Strawberry's
Yeah.
better.
No, it's not.
Strawberry's
Strawberry-
easily
okay,
better.
Back in the day, little small Kellen did not like strawberry because it had the freaking seeds in it, man.
The seeds are
You
kind
try
of
to
nice.
eat you try to eat a sandwich with seeds in it? I
how you
gotta
know
go
it's
grape
You can
jelly.
get
That's how you know it's
seedless.
authentic.
Well, I had this one, the jam with the seeds in it, and I did not like that stuff. I would always go grape jelly. That was always
If you're
had
going
me grape jelly.
an Uncrustable, which
I
Uncrustable?
feel like Uncrustables, I haven't had them enough to know the like, I don't know. I'd eat
Uncrustables are
either.
so good. Those things get me through the track season.
Uncrustables are gas. I usually go for grape, but
I never eat the Uncrustables during track season.
Why? They're so good.
I just don't.
you eat them frozen ever? I feel like, because
I've
like
never
you
had 'em
store them in the
frozen.
freezer. I feel like people just eat them right out of the freezer and they say
I've
that's, like,
heard
the
that they're
best.
really good out of the freezer.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Okay, now this is a little bit more longer answer. Who is your favorite artist, music-wise?
I think I'm gonna have to say the Beatles, just as a group.
Well,
So, you know, a bit of an older group. You know,
yeah, you could say that.
real big in the '60s. You could say
You could say.
Something like that.
You
something
could
like
say.
that.
They're like a small indie band or something. in the
Small
60s.
indie
Yeah, you
band.
probably
You guys
never
probably
heard of
haven't even heard of
You
them.
maybe haven't even heard of the Beatles
Yeah.
by this point.
But no, I think there's a couple things I really like about the Beatles. I think they really revolutionized the music industry. Just how they did things. Like a lot of artists around that time, they weren't writing their own music. The Beatles wrote like so much music. They just came up with so much stuff. And what I also really like about that is everything was different. Like the Beatles didn't stick like it's like rock or pop music or pop rock or whatever, but it's like you listen to one Beatles song and then you listen to another and it's like these are totally different. And I think that's part of what I really like about them. I also just think like the musicians like Paul, George, John, and Ringo, even Ringo. Some people like to hate on Ringo, but
Ringo.
they're all just so talented. Like these were people who had no like actual music education, and yet they were able to make some amazing music. Like that's just impressive in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about when they all split off and did their own stuff? You like the single? Because
Yeah.
didn't they all go different directions and like started single groups?
Yeah. So they did. So when the band broke up in 1969, they all kind of went their own ways. George and Ringo, I mean, they were all right, I guess. George, I think, did pretty well. And John had a pretty successful career. And I like some of his music after they broke up. But really, I think Paul's music has been my favorite. Like when he made the band, The Wings, and he just let his wife join the band because his wife wanted to be in a band with him. That was kind of awesome. And The Wings have a fire album, Band on the Run, that is really awesome.
Yeah.
And so I think just Paul McCartney's time after the band was probably the best.
But you don't think it reached the heights of the Beatles?
I don't think it did.
Yeah.
Like The Wings, it was a really good band, but it wasn't as good as the Beatles was. Because
Yeah.
I don't
Prime
think
Beatles is just unmatched.
Yeah, I think Prime Beatles is pretty much unmatched because there's just so much. They just revolutionized the music industry.
See, I never really got big into the Beatles, but that was just me. My little brother did because he,
Really?
yeah. So it's funny. So there's a little gap in between us. So the person who babysat him was a little bit different, and now they're basically kind of like our grandparents. But that's a different story. But they got him into the Beatles, and now I think he likes them. He knows a lot about them too.
Yeah. Cool. So next question. What is, or I guess why do you choose ministry?
Why did I choose ministry? So I was when I was going to my senior year of high school, I felt called to do ministry. And at first I was a little bit skeptical. I was like, really, God, do you want me to do this? Like, I'm not the guy you want to do this. And then I was eventually like, yeah, but like, it's not about me. It's about the Lord.
Preach.
So
That's what old Moses said that. Gideon said that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I locked in and I was like, you know what? I'm going to submit to whatever he has for me.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, I just really love all sorts of people. I just love people. I think they're awesome. And I feel a need to share who Jesus is with people and just let them know how the same God who has been able to know me can know them as well and can change their lives.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is the biggest thing you think you've learned in the last year / this past summer?
Because me and Tyler had this question last episode. We got to share with you our wisdom.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So, for those who don't know, he also did an internship this past summer in youth ministry.
And he also went to Alaska.
Also went to Alaska with us.
We all kind of had the similar experiences.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to just be summer, though. Summer or last
The past year.
So what do you think? What's God been teaching you? What have you been learning that's like really changed your life?
I think a lot recently. I've been thinking about trust and hope a lot. How we can trust in who God is, knowing that He's in control and that we can rely on Him and submit to Him, knowing that what He's doing, like, you know, He's God, like He's got it under control. He knows what's going on.
Yeah.
But also hope that when things don't seem like they're going well, and maybe things aren't even going well, maybe there's like, we're seeing like evil and corruption and something awful's going on. But we can have hope that God cares and that He's not just sitting by letting that happen, but He's doing His best to work redemptively throughout history to save humanity and creation.
Yeah.
And I think really just looking at the two of those things together, like, I can't save humanity, and I can't save creation, and I can't fix all these problems, and my heart breaks for that. But I can trust that God cares enough for people, and cares even more than I do, that He's going to be working that out too.
Yeah, for sure. That's good.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And then your wrap up, last question of this podcast. If you could give one piece, if you could give one piece of wisdom or advice to the listeners, what do you think it would be?
I think really just lean into who Jesus is. Like, get to know Him. Like, He wants to know you,
Yeah.
and He's going to change your life.
Yeah.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
It's awesome. Well, it was incredible to have you, Benji.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Long time
sure.
coming.
Yeah, for sure. Long overdue. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to another podcast. We're still here. We're still kicking. Thanks for listening. Yeah. Carpe diem. Seize the day. Thanks for listening, guys.